Imagine this. You stand in a crowd of thousands. Before you towers a golden statue, glistening in the sun. The order is clear: bow down or burn alive. The music begins. One by one, the people fall to the ground in worship. But you remain standing.
Would you bow to save your life? Or stand for what you know is true, even if it costs everything?
This is the story of three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who faced the flames of the fiery furnace, not with fear, but with unshakable faith. King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon built a colossal statue, 90 feet tall, a symbol of his pride and power. And he made a command that shook the nations.
When you hear the sound of music, horns, harps, lyres, flutes, every person must fall down and worship the image I have set up. Whoever does not bow will be thrown immediately into a blazing furnace.
And so the day came. The music thundered across the plain. Thousands of people bowed low before the idol. Dust rose as faces pressed into the ground. But in the sea of worshipers, three figures remained standing: Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. Their backs straight, their heads lifted high. The crowd gasped in shock. Whispers turned into shouts. The onlookers surprised.
Look! Those men defying the command. They won't bow.
Soon they were dragged before the furious king.
Is it true you will not serve my gods or worship the image I have set up? I'll give you one more chance. Bow, or you will be thrown into the furnace. And what god will be able to rescue you then?
O king, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to save us. But even if he does not, we will never bow to your gods or worship your image.
Their words struck like thunder. Nebuchadnezzar's fury boiled over.
Heat the furnace 7 times hotter. Bind them and throw them in.
The furnace roared like a living beast. Flames leapt into the sky, hotter than anyone had ever seen. So hot that even the soldiers who carried the men forward were consumed by the heat and fell dead at the entrance. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, still bound, were hurled into the blaze. The crowd held its breath. Surely this was the end. But then, something unimaginable happened. Through the flames, the men stood, not writhing in pain, not consumed by fire, but walking. Their ropes burned away, yet not a single hair on their heads was singed. And they were not alone. A fourth figure appeared, radiant and mighty, walking beside them in the fire. The crowd stared in awe.
Didn't we throw 3 men into the furnace?
Nebuchadnezzar whispered, his face pale.
But look, I see 4 walking unharmed, and the 4th looks like a son of the gods.
The flames bow down. A glowing figure walks with the men until they step out of the fire, completely unharmed. Nebuchadnezzar rushed to the mouth of the furnace and shouted,
Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out! Come here!
And the 3 men stepped out of the fire. Every eye was fixed on them. Their clothes were untouched, their hair remained, and, most astonishing of all, there wasn't even the smell of smoke on them. The king fell silent, then declared,
Praise be to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They trusted in him and were willing to give up their lives rather than worship any god except their own. No other God can save in this way.
The fiery furnace was not just a test of fire. It was a test of faith. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stood when everyone else bowed down. Their courage teaches us this: faith is not proven in comfort, but in the fire. Sometimes standing for what is right means standing alone. But when you stand with God, you are never truly alone. He is with you, even in the flames. The God who walked in the fire with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is the same God who walks with us today. When the world demands you bow, when fear rises like flames, will you bow to the pressure, or will you stand in faith? If this story touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Let others know there is a God who saves in the fire. And if you'd like to hear more powerful stories of courage and grace, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Stories of Grace, because every story of faith reminds us no fire is greater than the God who saves.